Adam, excitement is building here in downtown Springfield. There is a line of people waiting to get inside the Capitol building. They've been standing there for almost an hour now. Helicopters circling overhead here as the president is preparing to land in Springfield. John, this is actually the building that the governor and lawmakers stood in front of today to talk about repairs to the state fairgrounds. As you can see, they picked this building for a reason. Paneling missing, paint chipping, the foundation even crumbling. Governor Rauner sent out this email today to all state employees. In it, he promises to make sure that they get paid despite the lack of a budget compromise. Maggie, many of us expect to jump in the car, turn the key, and go. You can see just how bad the damage is from the tornado, and supposedly 2 swept through here, and you can see damage like this for 30 miles in the path of the tornadoes. Governor Bruce Rauner has made it his mission to fix up the mansion. You can see by some of the damage on the outside. Paint is chipping off banisters, wood is crumbling, and there are cracks in the floors. And the inside isn't much better. We're joined now by Mayor Jim Langfelder, who testified today because the State Museum is so important to the city of Springfield. What was your message to the members of the commission? We caught up with Senator Christine Radonio. She is the Republican leader, and she actually started in the same class in the state Senate as President Obama. So he actually name dropped her today, said that she is one of those people in the General Assembly that is a Republican that he can work with. They had worked together in the past. Senate President John Cullerton has also noted Senator Radonio as someone they can work with and work together, and they have created some big bipartisan compromises out of the Senate. These races are very vital to Republicans because Governor Rauner has a very lengthy agenda that he wants to see passed. That's not going to happen in a democratically controlled General Assembly where they hold supermajorities. So his goal is to really get people into the General Assembly that will vote his way and to increase his numbers. So if he can turn even just 1 or 2 seats in the House, like we've seen with Representative Ken Duncan, then he can actually get some of his proposals through, or he can stop Democrats from getting their proposals through. Lawmakers returned to Springfield on a weekly basis as Democrats attempted to pass piecemeal spending bills. Though the state was functioning without spending power, the courts were mandating spending on what they deemed were essential state services. On day 48 of the impasse, August 17th, a House committee met to try and get a grasp on how much money was needed to pay the consent decrees and court orders. And running against him is political newcomer Bryce Benton. Benton works as a law enforcement officer and also serves on the Prairie Capital Convention Center board. Governor Rauner has endorsed Benton, along with Congressman Rodney Davis and Darren LaHood, and Rauner-backed groups have given Benton's campaign hundreds of thousands of dollars as well. Now, this race is drawing so much attention because of a series of events that took place during continuous session this summer. It seems like people are overwhelmingly frustrated with lawmakers, and they're not in the political process every day, but you guys have been in session around 13 days out of this 100, and they see the empty Capitol and they say, this is frustrating. If I don't show up to my job and I don't get anything done and I don't produce results, I don't get to keep my job. So is this hard for you guys as new lawmakers to deal with that and deal with that frustration? We don't have a budget, that it's been 10 months, and this is the biggest problem, really sucking all of the air out of the Capitol. But we also have to remember that these rank and file lawmakers, ones who are not part of leadership, still have a job to do. They still have other laws that they would like to pass, other policies that they would like to push, and so this is part of the regular lawmaking process. If the leaders and the governor are not going to sit down and talk about a budget, that is one thing, but that doesn't prevent all of the other work from taking place here at the Capitol, or it shouldn't at least.
Intervention, Jordan.
Stacy and Maggie, early intervention provides critical therapies to children throughout the state of Illinois. Today, Comptroller Leslie Munger says her office is trying to find a way to make sure that providers get paid amid the budget impasse so that those services can continue. And providers say that's welcome news because it's been hard to keep going without knowing when they could get a paycheck.
1, 2, 3.
Lisa Fowler's son, Logan, couldn't sit on his own at 1, so his doctor referred him to early intervention, knowing it could help him build those skills.
He started not being able to sit on his own, and now he can run and ride a bike, and he has a couple handfuls of words, and it has been tremendous, the progress that he has made over the last year and a half.
Early intervention, or EI, is a program the state helps parents pay for depending on their income. Therapists work with children with physical or developmental delays.
0 to 3 is absolutely the time in a child's life when their brain is the most malleable, and we can really change those motor patterns. We can help them gain very valuable skills. Come on, reach. Good job.
The state is months behind on its payments to EI providers, only agreeing Wednesday they would start to pay for the program amid the budget impasse.
We have learned that for every dollar spent for early intervention, it saves the state $7 to $17 in the future for that child.
Mindy Whitelock's son Knox experienced delays in his speech, but EI has changed that.
He can currently tell us everything that he wants. He sings songs. Going from less than 10 words when we were evaluated to now he can say everything.
We found out about the comptroller's decision to try and pay providers as we were working on our story today, and providers say they were shocked and they were really surprised when we shared the news with them. But they say that amid this entire impasse, the people who have suffered the most are the children, because they need these services and they have no say in politics. Live at the Capitol, Jordan Abudayyeh, News Channel 20. Maggie, Donald Trump spoke for more than an hour during his visit to the Prairie Capitol Convention Center, but one woman behind him seemed more interested in the book she was reading. Now that woman has become the newest trending topic, appearing in articles all over the internet and even getting a mention on Jimmy Kimmel. Johari Osai Adusi's reaction to Donald Trump's speech in Springfield has landed her in the spotlight, but she showed up to the event on Monday for a pretty low-key reason.
I'm not genuinely interested in him as a person, but as like a presidential candidate, if you have the opportunity, why not?
She arrived with friends around 5 p.m. when doors opened. She saw the open seats on the stage, but was told it was VIP only. A few minutes later, a man offered her the chance to sit behind Donald Trump.
It wasn't like any type of conniving. We didn't sneak in there. It was just, he asked us, probably for obvious reasons. But we went, we took the opportunity, and we sat. And he told us to sit in the middle, and we did.
After witnessing protesters being thrown out and what she calls bullying, Johari says she just lost interest in the event.
Get out of here!
Some probably, a mix of educated, uneducated, everybody at the spectrum cheering for such ignorance. And that's when I was just taken aback, and that's when my energy had shifted.
So Johari started reading a book she brought with her called Citizen. It's a series of poems about race in America. She says her protest wasn't intentional, but she hopes Trump and his supporters pick up the book and learn some empathy.
I came here, yes, to observe kind of a man that I already had low expectations for, but I thought like maybe he could change my mind. Maybe it was just a media thing, and maybe like I'm judging too fast based on what the media says. And I was wrong. I wasn't. I mean, he was exactly what I expected him to be, and his supporters were exactly what I expected them to be.
Now, Johari says some supporters sitting around her did notice her reading and told her that she could leave, but she said since she wasn't being an interruption, she didn't feel the need to. Johari says she hopes all of this attention means more people will read the book that she thinks everyone can learn something from.